Hey guys, and welcome back to this place. If you are new, then welcome here for the very first time. I'm Carmen.
I'm Calvin. You're gonna cut me out.
And today we're watching season 3, episode 8 of Avatar: The Last Airbender. We are almost halfway through the last season. I have really loved this season so far. It has been very emotional, very amusing at times. I guess that's kind of always Avatar. It's kind of the two things it usually is. Mm-hmm. But I feel like this season is getting me in the feels even more than usual. So,
which is saying a lot.
Yeah, I guess it is. Where did we leave off? The assassin was injured, right? That was the last episode. The assassin got hit with the rock in his third eye, and unfortunately Team Avatar did not see that happen, so they don't know that that is apparently a weakness, but we do, and hopefully they will learn it and exploit it and beat him once and for all. Also, I need Iroh to get out of prison already. That's all I gotta say. Let's watch it. What?
Dark.
Suddenly they heard something down the hall in the dark.
This is a perfect October episode.
Sure you don't want your pillow?
Yes.
The blade of Wing Fun was haunted!
Water tribe slumber parties must stink. No, wait. I've got one. And this is a true Southern Water Tribe story. It happened to Mom.
What?
One winter, when Mom was a girl, a snowstorm buried the whole village for weeks. A month later, Mom realized she hadn't seen her friend Nini since the storm.
It took her a while to realize that.
She's introverted.
Just a fire flickering in the fireplace. While the men went out to search, Mom stayed in the house. She heard a voice.
It's so cold, and I can't get warm.
Mom
Good
turned
with the
and saw
creepy
Nini
voices.
standing by the fire. She was blue, like she was frozen. When everyone came back, Nini was gone. Nini's house stands empty to this day. But sometimes people see smoke coming up from the chimney, like little Nini is still trying to get warm.
Was this a Halloween episode?
Did you hear that? I hear people under the mountain, and they're screaming.
Oh gosh, that does not sound great.
Sorry to frighten you. My name is Hama. I have an inn nearby. Why don't you come back there for some spiced tea and warm beds?
Yes, please.
What if it's haunted?
Thanks for letting us stay here tonight. You have a lovely inn.
That is a bottomless cup.
People have been disappearing in
Just
those
dribbled
woods
for
you
a
were
long
camping
time.
in.
What do you mean disappearing?
When the moon turns full, people walk in, and they don't come out. Who wants more tea?
I know, Momo, this place is creepy. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to fall asleep.
You.
That Hama seems a little strange. Like she knows something. Or she's hiding something.
That's ridiculous. She kind of reminds me of Gran.
But what did she mean by that comment, mysterious children?
Gee, I don't know. Maybe because she found 4 strange kids camping in the woods at night?
I mean, she's not wrong. I mean, she doesn't know who they are, so to her they are mysterious children.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's pretty creepy. So she's got a hobby. There's nothing weird about that.
Just an ordinary puppet-loving innkeeper, huh? Then why does she have a locked door up here?
I mean, because it's her house.
We'll see. It's empty except for a little chest.
Maybe it's treasure. We shouldn't be doing this.
Maybe there's a key here somewhere.
Oh, hand it over.
Okay.
This is crazy. I'm leaving.
Suit yourself. Do it, Toph.
I don't think this is a great idea.
I'll tell you what's in the box.
An old comb?
It's my greatest treasure. It's the last thing I own from growing up in the Southern Water Tribe.
What if it's whatever her name was? Nina. I'm just kidding, she's too old.
I wanted to surprise you. I bought all this food today so I could fix you a big Water Tribe dinner. Of course, I can't get all the ingredients I need here, but ocean kumquats are a lot like sea prunes if you stew them long enough.
You're a waterbender. I've never met another waterbender from our tribe.
That's because the Fire Nation wiped them all out.
So how did you end up out here?
I was stolen from my home.
What if it is her? Okay, no.
They came again and again, each time rounding up more of our waterbenders and taking them captive. We did our best to hold them off, but our numbers dwindled.
The ship.
Finally, I too was captured.
Hard to fight against all that by yourself.
The last waterbender of the Southern Water Tribe. They put us in terrible prisons here in the Fire Nation. I was the only one who managed to escape.
How? Yeah.
And why did you stay in the Fire Nation?
I'm sorry. It's too painful to talk about anymore.
I can't tell you what it means to meet you. It's an honor. You're a hero.
I never thought I'd meet another Southern waterbender. I'd like to teach you what I know so you can carry on the Southern tradition when I'm gone. But did you know you can even pour water out of thin air?
How?
You've got to keep an open mind, Katara. There's water in places you never think about.
Like where? Inside people?
The humidity.
Maybe the moon spirit just turned mean.
The Moon Spirit is a gentle, loving lady. She rules the sky with compassion and lunar goodness.
Bit defensive of you, eh?
Wow.
What if it's her?
These flowers are beautiful.
What if she's evil? I'm just thinking things.
And all living things, they're filled with water.
I met a waterbender who lived in a swamp and could control the vines by bending the water inside.
You can take it even further.
Oh, but you're killing it.
That was incredible.
But it's dead.
It's a shame about the lilies, though.
Yeah.
They're just flowers. When you're a waterbender in a strange land, you do what you must to survive. Tonight, I'll teach you the ultimate technique of waterbending. It can only be done during the full moon, when your bending is at its peak.
I'm getting evil vibes from her.
Don't
Oh, he's
miss.
gonna... No, they're gonna scare him. Okay.
That did, blame it. Got a full moon rising. And why does everyone call me that? I'm not that old. Well, I'm young at heart.
Did you get a good look at the spirit that took you?
Didn't see no spirit. Just felt something come over me, like I was possessed. Forced me to start walking toward the mountain. I tried to fight it, but I couldn't control my own limbs. Just about had me into a cave up there. But then the sun started to rise, and I got control of myself again. I just hightailed it away from that mountain as quick as I could.
Why would a spirit want to take people to a mountain?
Oh no! I did hear people screaming under the mountain. The missing villagers must still be there.
Ah. But what does she get out of that? I think it's this old lady, and she's controlling the water in their bodies, and that's how she's making them go where she wants, right?
For generations, it has blessed waterbenders with its glow, allowing us to do incredible things. I've never felt more alive.
She's scary.
We're saved!
I didn't know that spirits made prisons like this.
I don't think spirits do.
She seems like a normal old woman, but she controls people like some dark puppet master.
Mm-hmm.
I knew there was something creepy about her.
We have to stop Hama! I'll get these people out of here. You go!
But what is she doing?
Before giving us any water, they would bind our hands and feet so we couldn't bend. Any sign of trouble was met with cruel retribution. Then, I realized that where there is life, there is water. The rats that scurried across the floor of my cage were nothing more than skins filled with liquid. And I passed years developing the skills that would lead to my escape.
Did she just kill it?
Blood bending. Once I had mastered
The
the
little
rats,
elephant.
I was ready for the men. And during the next full moon, I walked free for the first time in decades.
Why didn't she let everybody else free?
To reach inside someone and control them? I don't know if I want that kind of power.
I don't think you do.
The power exists.
I mean, she doesn't have to use it, though.
We're the last waterbenders of the Southern Tribe. We have to fight these people whenever we can, wherever they are, with any means necessary.
So she just kidnapping them? Because they're Fire Nation?
You must carry on my work.
I won't! I won't use bloodbending, and I won't allow you to keep terrorizing this town!
You should have learned the technique before you turned against me. It's impossible to fight your way out of my grip.
It makes sense that she's called the Puppetmaster.
You're not the only one who draws power from the moon. My bending is more powerful than yours, Hama. Your technique is useless on me.
You don't understand, Katara's badass. I love Katara, like, killing it, you know?
You've outnumbered yourselves.
Katara, look out!
I'm sorry, Aang. It's okay.
He's like, yeah, that's fine.
You're going to be locked away forever.
My work is done. Congratulations,
She got her to do it.
Katara. You're a bloodbender.
Just because she did it once doesn't mean that she has to keep doing it. She can choose to, you know, not do that.
Sure.
That lady is fucking evil.
So a nice creepy episode for October.
Yeah. It's a very Halloween episode, which I approve of because it is like, it's kind of funny that we're watching it, that we just happen to like watch it now when it's like almost October and everything, you know?
Yeah.
It's just like it's a good timing for this episode. I really liked it. I think that it's kind of another episode that explores the idea of good and evil and the choices that you make and how it shapes you and affects your life. Because originally, the choice to like figure out how to bloodbend wasn't it wasn't born out of evil. It was born out of necessity, right? She's trying to figure out a way to escape, and there's no other way until she figures out, like, oh, I can do this thing. That's crazy, you know? And she kept, you know, growing her power through the rats until she was strong enough to use it on a person, and then she allowed herself to escape. The thing is, I don't think that in and of itself is an evil act.
Sure.
It's what she chose to do afterwards that kind of makes it bad. This is why I think that Katara doing it that once to save Sokka and Aang isn't bad. It's if she keeps doing it to manipulate people and things like that, then maybe it's not great. It is interesting though. It's like, here's a whole new power that you didn't know that you had. And I think something that I really love is the longer the show goes on, which I know it's almost over, but the more I just really, really love Katara as a character and how badass and cool and strong she is. And I love that she is that, like, in and of herself, that it doesn't come from Sokka or Aang or anything else. And I love it when it presents itself in moments like this where that old lady's like, you should have learned bloodbending before. And I'm like, she's so much better than you. Like, you don't even understand. Like, Katara's like the best waterbender in like a long ass time. You know, like she's so good. And
she's prodigious.
Yeah. Yeah, she's basically a prodigy. And so like she didn't have to. Like, she just didn't want to do that. She could, and she did when she had to. But yeah, I think that it's kind of interesting the way that nature is such a signifier of good and evil, right? Like it's in a lot of shows and movies, when you see like a person walks by and the plants die or something like that, you're like, evil. This person's evil. Like, it's a signifier. And so when she sucked up the water from all the flowers and left this dark stain of death on the land, you're like, evil. This lady's evil. Like, what she's doing is bad, because killing nature and is bad, you know. It's kind of funny how we're aware of that in storytelling, yet we're literally doing it to the world right now, and we're like, what
Yeah,
killing nature's bad. You know, it's like, yes, this yeah, I just think it's interesting how, in a lot of things, the signifier of somebody being bad or evil is nature dying around them, or they're causing the death of something that is earth or nature or something like that. I do think it's interesting how Sokka seems to be so good at reading people, you know? Like, he's like, there's something weird, there's something off. I don't know what it is, but I know that like something weird is happening here.
Yeah.
And I don't trust her.
He's the one that's like, mysterious little town you have, asking her. And she's like, I don't know whatever you mean.
Yeah. And he's the one who's like, oh, we need to explore, because like I don't trust this. And everyone else is like, she's been nice to us. Like, why would you not trust her? And it's like in a horror movie, if a creepy old lady helps you out, like, it's for her own purposes. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, in a horror movie.
But this...
You don't always know that it's a horror movie if you're living the movie.
But this started out like horror movie-esque, right? Like, they're telling ghost stories there. It's like, you know, it's like the beginning of an episode of Supernatural or something, right? You know, they're like, oh, we're going to go tell ghost stories around the fire. We're going to go into the bathroom and say, you know, that name that I don't say.
There's no mirrors in here. It's fine.
I'm still not going to say it.
Bloody.
Maeve, don't say it.
Oh, she's gripping my arm so tight right now.
I don't like it. But that happens, and then...
Have you even seen that movie?
I've seen the episode of Supernatural.
That episode of but you haven't seen the movie?
Is there a movie about it?
I'm sure there is.
No, I have not seen it.
We should watch that.
Should we? I don't know. But I don't know. It's a signifier that something bad's gonna happen.
Sure.
You know, like you're telling a ghost story and then the lights flicker or something like that. It's like, okay, shit's getting real. Also, and I know this was just like a design choice to signify that she's old because like, I guess her top lip had like a lot of wrinkles on it. But the way that they drew her top lip being all wrinkly, like that was freaky. Yeah.
She looked like a cross between like an ape and a turtle.
Yeah. The turtle especially is that's funny. Oh. It's kind of, I feel kind of bad though, because like clearly ultimately she chose to, you know, go down a path of darkness and revenge for the wrongs that were committed to her and her people. Mm-hmm. But she wasn't always that way. Like she was one of the people who put the Fire Nation ship in the ice. She was trying to help, and she tried.
She was the last one remaining at the Southern Water Tribe.
Yeah.
So clearly she was very good.
Yeah. And she tried until she was the last person remaining, and there was she stood up and she tried to help everybody before her, and then by the time she was the last person remaining, there was nobody to help her. And that's, I don't know, it's kind of sad because it doesn't excuse what she does, you know, obviously, but it explains how she became the way that she was. They didn't really explain why she was putting the people underground. My assumption is they're Fire Nation, so she's just
them.
Yeah.
The same way she was imprisoned with no hope of escape or anything.
Yeah, but that's what I was gonna say. Like I just assumed that because they were Fire Nation, just like because she was Water Tribe, like they're guilty by association of that, and so they're being imprisoned where they will, presumably she watched other waterbenders die in their prison and her prison.
Yeah,
they're just.
She was in prison for years. Mm-hmm. It's interesting that she can, blood bend you into a cave. In the Northern Water Tribe siege, we saw the clouds cover the moon, and the waterbenders weren't as strong.
As powerful, yeah.
So the rocks above them apparently don't block that. If she could still...
Well, no, I don't think that... I think it's because, like, they were blocking it from getting to her. As long as she's still outside and the moon's touching her, I think it doesn't matter if she sends them underground.
Maybe, but she would still have to, like, chain them up. Although... Let me go back, actually.
I think they were chained up, but she could make them chain themselves up or make the others chain them up. If she can control people, you know.
Yeah, so you can see in this shot, you can see in the background the moon is behind them. So it might shine down into the cave entrance as well.
My question, though, is assuming that her intentions were just to escape at first, right? When she did escape, why did she not help the others escape? Why did she not grab his keys? He couldn't move, unlock the other cages, and let them free.
She might have been the only one.
You think she was the only one still alive? I mean,
possible. She was the most recently one taken.
I do wonder what sort of, I don't know if repercussions is the right word, but what effect this will have on Katara going forward. Because she was very upset that she went to the place of actually doing what the lady wanted, right? Because she was determined not to do that. She was going to stop her using her own skills. I mean, she already was killing the grass and trees and stuff, though, to stop her. So it was kind of a natural progression. Like, this is what this lady wanted. She's evil, essentially. I mean, I don't want to say she's like purely evil because, you know, there's good and bad in everyone. And I think that obviously whatever trauma she endured in that prison, which would be traumatic just being a prisoner of war for that long anyway, made her into who she is. But I just think that, like, why was she so insistent?
Understandable, not excusable.
Yeah. It's just, I'm curious as to why she was so insistent that Katara use the power, and unless she thinks like it's gonna corrupt her the way that it corrupted, and she wants to pass it on, right?
She wants a legacy of
bloodbending,
of the torment that was done to her to continue.
Yeah.
She wants the revenge of punishing the Fire Nation to continue after she is dead.
Yeah.
And I think she saw this as her opportunity to pass the torch on to someone else.
Yeah. Although, like I said, I don't think that a single act defines a person, you know? And I don't think that Katara doing it once means that she's going to be forced to do it again. Everybody, as we've talked about in many episodes before, has good and evil inside of them. Everybody,
this episode as well.
Yeah, everybody has that capacity. So I think that Katara's good far, far outweighs any hope for power or whatever that she might possess. And I think that, you know, I'm not worried that it's going to make Katara be a bad person or that it's going to super negatively affect her. I think it's going to affect her mentally because she's going to realize that she has maybe that capacity within her when she's doing it for people she cares about, you know. But everybody is capable of horrible things to protect people they care about. What?
Nothing. I was counting how many times you were going to say everyone has the capacity for good and evil.
I didn't say that.
You almost did. That's why I put my hand down.
Anyway, I think that's all I really have to say.
Okay.
What about you?
Yeah, I really like this episode.
Yeah.
It's interesting, as always, seeing more depth to bending styles.
Mm-hmm. And like what the benders are capable of. Yeah. Because it's crazy.
Because now we have
blood bending.
Well, we have lightning bending, we have metal bending, and we have blood bending.
But not wood. Wood is impenetrable. They took the water out of the wood, though. So.
They did.
So why couldn't Toph not use it?
Toph is not a waterbender.
She could have used the earth. If they can use the water out of a tree, why couldn't she not use the earth out of a tree? That's all I'm saying.
Basic percentage content.
I stand by.
Wood is wet. It's not made of dirt. You know, the roots filter out the dirt and collect the water and the useful nutrients, not necessarily minerals. You know what happens when trees, they suck up a lot of like minerals into their cells as they're dying?
Then Toph can bend them?
Well, it's called...
Trita?
No.
Zelda?
No, shush. Petrified wood.
Like in Harry Potter?
No. Petrified Kermit.
It was not petrifying.
You jumped.
Yeah. Oh, one other thing I wanted to say real quick before we end, though, was the imagery of her, like, being the puppet master with Katara was, like, really creepy, and I don't know, it was really cool imagery, but also...
Of, like, seeing through the hands as Katara in the background of, like...
doing...
Flying around and stuff.
Yeah, it's like you could almost see, like, the strings, you know what I mean? So I thought that was...
And that's what they were going for, so...
Yeah, I thought it was really nice imagery, and it lended itself well to this episode. Mm-hmm. But that is all that I have to say. Is it all you have to say?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Thank you for finally responding.
I responded as soon as you asked.
Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, if you want, you can like, comment, and subscribe if you aren't already. And you can watch the next episode right now over on Patreon, as well as the entire full-length reaction to this episode over there as well. And that is at... You know what your
wasn't paying attention.
job is.
I wasn't listening at all.
Babe.
Patreon.com/comment.
Thank you. It's also linked in the description below if you could not hear his mumbles.
We talk about who mumbles now?
What? I hope to see you guys next time for more Avatar. Until then, bye guys.
I hear you next time.
Oh my god.